Hello, it's me, Troubadour, and I'm back again with another video. Today's video, we are taking on a special challenge. We are doing one of Grounded Sap's bounties from the Grounded Sap website. Now, for those that don't know, Yoguru turned one, that's crazy. For those that don't know, Grounded Sap has a website. It's got a lot of really cool features. It's got a really handy database. It's got a lot of really fun tools. I use it all the time whenever I'm trying to think of cool team ideas. I use this team designer. There's a lot of cool randomizers in there and just fun little games. You can do there's like bingo boards and fun. You can do like randomizer stuff. There's even a draft system in there somewhere, I believe. So a lot of fun stuff you can do on Grounded's website. I'll link it in the description. But one of the features of Grounded's website is he has these trackers. Now, there's a lot of different trackers he has. He has trackers of runs of people doing like turn 1 tier 2s, maybe early level 3 tier 6s from Griffin, and one of those things he's had running for a long time is his bounty board, where basically Grounded Sap poses a challenge for someone in the community to try and complete. It's basically try to win with a series of pets in a specific order, sometimes holding a specific food perk. And he's been doing this bounty thing for quite a while, but he actually hasn't updated the bounty board in a hot minute. I don't think it's been... When's the last time someone did a bounty? I'll be honest, Grounded hasn't had any lately. There's been a lot of updates. He's been working on that kind of stuff and other stuff behind the scenes. And then there haven't been as many people completing it. So wait, let me see. I think Grounded said, okay, he just said it'd been a very long streak of no one doing bounties. But anyway, so there's a specific bounty that, actually before I get into this bounty, let me first say, what's crazy about this bounty board is it's actually what kind of, launched my YouTube, career. So way back in the day, my first ever video was me completing a Grounded Sap bounty, running only Mantis and Mantis Shrimp in a specific order. That was my first ever video upload to the channel. Grounded Sap posted about it on his YouTube and was like, hey, this bounty has been up since the first day I did bounties and no one's ever completed it until now with this new guy Troubadour. And I got like 100 views of my first video, which was insane, so that was super sick. Shout out to Grounded for sort of launching my career. Him and RevGT are the ones who really, got me into the YouTube stuff. But anyway, got me to uploading videos, that is. I even did some other bounties in the past. There's this one called, I think it was called 5 Squad in Disguise or something like that. Basically, it was a Doberman with double macaque, and it was basically a 5 squad, but you got the benefit of Doberman getting coconut. It was a super fun idea. Anyway, so it's been a while since I've done a bounty, but I have a history doing them in the past, way back. And Grounded hasn't uploaded any in a while, but around this time last year, I'd say early last April, so it's been a little over a year. There was another bounty added to the bounty board that I really wanted to complete. It's the one I'm going for in today's video. It's called Going for Gold, and as you can see on the screen, I needed to win with these specific 5 gold generating pets in that specific order, and the lucky cat had to be level 2.66 with a gingerbread. So you might be like, that doesn't sound too bad, you get a lot of money, you can like turn that into a lot of stuff. It's actually a lot harder than you would think. Especially, I don't remember when they added standard customs, but I think it was before. Standard customs wasn't the thing. It was just a regular customs at that point. So imagine trying to do this in like wild customs, with a lot of broken stuff going around. But 2, you have a lot of money generation, but a lot of these pets were late game pets. You had Silver Fox at tier 5. You also had the Mimic used to be a tier 5, and Pichu was a tier 5, and it needed mana, and I'm pretty sure it had lower base stats as well. So there's a lot of things going against it. But the one savior of this team is Bird of Paradise. I mean, if you're going to generate a lot of money, might as well go it, and that's kind of the strategy I had to go for here. Now, a year ago, I put maybe 20 to 30 attempts on this, and I got really close. I got to 9 wins like 4 or 5 times until I eventually said, screw it, this is too difficult, I need to try something else. I never came back to it. Well, fast forward to this year, I'm looking through some of my old notes on my phone where I keep a bunch of build ideas, and I was like, oh right, I've been trying to do that Going for Gold bounty like over a year ago. Gold builds are fun, I enjoy them, let's revisit it, see how it goes. my very first run was not this one, but I got really close to winning. I actually did win, but I realized, but right at 9 wins, I forgot to put Mimic in the pack, so it's impossible for me to complete the bounty. I was like, no, I can't win. This was insane. Oh man, so I had to, I won, which is cool, but I had to put Mimic in the pack, and it took me many more attempts to get back to this point here. That did not take me 20 to 30. It only took me like 5 or 6. Maybe I've just gotten better at the game. I don't know. Maybe it's something about how the pets have changed. Maybe being tier 4 is kind of nice. But yeah, this is the final run. So the strategy, if you want to try this yourself, you want to get a big lucky cat and or a big weasel early. And then as soon as you can find a bird of paradise, you want to level it up because that is your main way of like doing well in the late game. Like early game, you can do well enough with like big stats on a lucky cat and or weasel. But in the late game, you really need the bop to be able to do well against these other teams. And then also Pichu, I've got some mana generation stuff in this pack if you want to, try it with my pack. I wouldn't really go for the Pichu because, you don't have like a dedicated mana giver unless you ran like, a mana potion or something like and buy it like every turn. It's just not really worth it. Rather just spend my money looking for levels, looking for stat food, and just, trigger my bird of paradise rather than looking for mana for my Pichu. So yeah, that's basically the idea. I went for Big Lucky Cat and what's it called? Big Lucky Cat, Big Weasel, get a Silver Fox later, Bird of Paradise scale to the moon. Mimic as well gives me like a couple extra gold a turn. I'm not really worried about it. I put the Yggdrasil fruit on the bop this turn. Just, maybe give me, if both the goats faint, give me an extra trigger on the Mimic. But I found the eggplant and decided that's a lot better than what I had before. And yeah, now we're just scaling to the moon. Now, if you want to try this yourself, like I said, pack up the description. But if you want to try some other bounties of Groundeds, like I said, the website's in the description. And he's got a lot of really cool challenges, not just in the bounty board, but across his site. But hey, if you want to complete a bounty, make sure you take a screenshot, go over to Haps's Discord and post it in the Grounded's bounty channel or something like that. I don't remember what the name of the channel is. Do I have Discord open? I do. What is it called? Yeah, it's called Grounded's Bounty. It was literally made for stuff like that to be posted over on Hap's channels. That's crazy. But yeah, turn 8 here. We're getting close to maxing out our stats. Gotta freeze the Pichu so that next turn I can bring it in. We're basically at a 50-50 our Silver Fox. Maybe I could have spent that turkey leg on the Mimic, but whatever. Eggplant's really nice to deny the melon on the brain cramp. That's really nice. And we take another dub. We're at 9 wins. We actually have the 5 pets we need. We just need to be careful to put it in the exact order that you see here on screen because that is what the bounty requires. There are certain bounties, I should say, that are like freestyle bounties. You can put them whenever, maybe a different order, or maybe there's certain pets you can put them whatever you want. But most of the bounties, they need to be in the very specific order that Grounded has laid out, and that's part of the challenge. So yeah, but we're gonna bring the Pichu in here. Maybe I should have been looking for an eggplant to give to it, but you know what, I need it in the front, so maybe eggplant isn't that useful. And this is the order, this is the team. What do we face on 9 wins? We face a Doberman, which we pop with our Pichu. That's amazing. Our melons come up huge. They only have a level 1 snake, so barely does anything to me. And we're going to get the win and redeem myself from a year ago. Finally get the Going for Gold bounty and become the first one to complete one of Grounded Sap's bounties in a very long time. So yeah, this was a fun challenge. Shouts to Grounded Sap, not only for the bounty, but also for kickstarting my channel when I did my first bounty way back in the day. So this is kind of a cool way to come back to the channel's roots. So yeah, but hope you all enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do the generic stuff. I'll catch you guys in the next video, but until then, as always, stay true.